देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे तौ संतोषयता संतौ श्रीलरूप सनातनौ दाक्षिणात्येन भट्टेन पुनरेतद्विविच्यते तस्याद्यं ग्रन्थनालेखं क्रान्तव्युत्क्रान्तखण्डितं पर्यालोच्याथ पर्यायं कृत्वा लिखति जीवकः। Hare Krishna. So welcome to today's Bhakti Sandarbha class. What is going on? What Hiranyakashipu is saying? Sri Charan, what kind of knowledge he is having? He is having the knowledge of Brahmagnanam. He is having Brahmagnanam, Nirakareshwara Gnanam, Anyakareshwara Gnanam. From these statements, we can understand. And all these are all rejected actually. So we understood from the yesterday's class, Savisheshopasanam is the best. Savisheshopasanam is the best compared to the Nirvisheshopasanam. Take in that Savisheshopasanam, so both Savisheshopasanam is two types. It's Vishishta Bhakti and Ananya Bhakti. Through Vishishta Bhakti, through Ananya Bhakti, one will be doing. Take. In these two Bhaktis, we are worshipping the form. What is that form? That form definitely Vishnu's form. So can be, that means yes, Savisheshopasana one should do. Can anyone worship other than the Vishnu's form? No. Can anyone worship so Nirakareshwara form? No. Nirakareshwara? No. Ishvara without Akara. Can you worship? No. And also Brahma. So these are the different things we have seen in yesterday's class. We'll be continuing further. कहाँ से आ रहा है म्यूजिक? Today will, yes, that will be finished. हिरण्यकशिपोरपि नित्य आत्माव्ययः शुद्धः इत्यादि तद्वाक्येन यदृच्छयेषः सृजति इदम अव्ययः इत्यादि तद उदाहृत इतिहासवाक्येन तेन कृत ब्रह्मस्तवेन च ब्रह्मज्ञानं निराकारेश्वर ज्ञानम् अन्याकारेश्वर ज्ञानं च तस्य अस्ति इति वर्ण्यते. He is having the knowledge. He is a worshipper of the Nirakara or the Anyakara. That is not the main point. Whatever the knowledge he is having, that we are seeing. He is having the knowledge of Brahman. He is also having the knowledge of the Nirakara Ishvara. He is having the knowledge of the Anyakara Ishvara. How can you say? Because of his statement. Yataha Hiranyakashpu Habi 7 to 22. It is a Hiranyakashipu statement. 7th canto, 2nd chapter, 22 sloka. You can see that. 7 to 22. Translation is what?
Pure, all-pervading, omniscient, and transcendental to matter. Therefore, one should not identify Atma with the body and thus lament for its passing away. One may then inquire how the Atma's material existence comes into being. By the influence of its own deluding potency, the Atma adopts a material body and thus accepts the material modes of nature.
Yeah. So here, this is the Brahma Gnanam. This statement is saying. Next, this Atma means you should take here as Brahman. So it is not having the any form or anything. That's why it's a Brahma Gnanam. So, and next, that means he is having the knowledge of the Brahman. Here Atma means you should take Brahman. Yeah. Next, 7 to 39. It is the, that means Hiranyakashipu is explaining some itihasa. So, in that context, this sentence is made. So, what is the 7 to 39?
O gentle ladies, the imperishable Lord creates, sustains, and destroys this world by his own will. For that powerful Lord, this world of mobile and stationary entities is like a toy. Therefore, he is fully competent both in the matter of protection and annihilation.
Yeah, whomever he is considering as Ishvara, so there is no form for him. He is not considering any particular form. That means he is not saying that he is a Brahman, he is Brahmaji, or the Indra, or the Vishnu. No, some Ishvara is there who is not having any form, and he is a protector. It is a Nirakareshwara Gnanam. He is also having Nirakareshwara Gnanam. Next, one more place, you will be seeing the Brahmastava. That means, so he is glorifying the Brahmaji. So in that you can see, so he is glorifying Brahmaji as Ishvara. Anyakareshwara Gnanam. So Hiranyakashipu is having the all the three different kinds of the knowledge with him. Brahma Gnanam is having the he is having the Brahma Gnanam, he is having Nirakareshwara Gnanam, he is also having. All these are all rejected. Sri Vishnu Devata Samanya Drishtehe Nindite cha sa iti. If anyone, then also he is having Viparita Gnanam. What is that Viparita Gnanam? He is seeing Vishnu and thinking that he is also normal, ordinary person. Samanya Drishti. That means he is not Supreme Lord. He is just a demigod, like other demigods. So such a vision in Vishnu is also condemned actually. Tatha, that means ultimately Savisheshopasanam. There's two are there na yesterday. Nirvishesha and Savishesha. So Savishesha means here what you should take. All Anyakara is rejected. So Nirakara is rejected. Brahman is anyway is already rejected. Only is no, yes. This is a Nirvishesha. And Savishesha. This can be the Paramatma Bhagavan. This is Brahman. All these. Yeah. So these definitely both should be Vishnu forms. Because Hiranyakashipu is having Kashipu having these three, Brahmagnanam, is having the Nirakareshwara, Anyakara. So Shastra did he consider? Shastra considers the worship of Hiranyakashipu as the Samukyam. Is it considered? No. That means Hiranyakashipu's worship is not considered as Samukyam, who is having these three. That means it is establishing that. So here, whatever worship, that should not be. So the other than Vishnu's forms. That should not be other than Vishnu's forms. Because other than the Vishnu's forms, so are worshipping of other than Vishnu's forms are already condemned in the case of the Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu is never considered as having the Samukyam. Or any devotion. This we have taken two, na? This is Gnana. This is Bhakti. So that means Bhakti of which form? That we are understanding from the case of elimination. We are eliminating. So Bhakti means Bhakti towards the form, Savishesha, that is. Bhakti means it is done towards the Savishesha. So that Savishesha means having the form. What is Savishesha means? Having form. Bhakti done towards the object which is having the form. So what is that object? So that is only Vishnu. How we are establishing? Through the elimination process. Because Hiranyakashipu is not having any Bhakti. Who is having the knowledge of these three? So that means these three's knowledge, whatever he is having, such a person is condemned. He is not having any Bhakti. So that means, so you are using this to eliminate all others and to establish. So that Bhakti is done towards the only the Vishnu. Is clear? Yeah.
In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sud Goswami, when he's answering and establishing Savepam Svam Parodharmo, there also, whether it is worship to Devtas, and he proves that worship to Vishnu is actually, there also that same flow there is then.
Yeah. So he establishes, he rejects the worshipping of Rajastamo Bhava. No. Rajastama Prakritaya. So Samashilaha Vai Bhajanti. Vasudeva Paraveda. Yeah, that is. Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Paramaka. So, next.
From the scripture, we came to know that Hiranyakashipu is demonic in nature. So, why here we are taking example of Hiranyakashipu's worshipping to the
examples to eliminate the things.
We can take. Can you take from any other devotees or demigods? They are worshipping Lord, but not worshipping Vishnu. That's why it is condemned.
Demigods are not devotees, who will say? So that's a demigods example cannot be a best example. You want to eliminate something, then you should take the who is not devotee. Wrong side you should take.
Also, Hiranyakashipu already eliminated by the devotees because he's not devotee of Lord. So why we have to
Are
take?
logic samjho there. Logic. You try to understand the logic. You have to set that what should not be done. You have to find what should not be done. For that, whom you will take, who is the most fallen and wrong person, and you will show them, show that person and tell that these things should not be done. Why you will take the good person? You're understanding logic. You have to understand that which form should not be worshipped. With yeah. So for that, so what Hiranyakashipu is saying, so that things should not be taken actually. Are you rejected? But we need that Hiranyakashipu's example to say you should not worship this. You're understanding now? What should not be done? We can show best way where whom we can show Hiranyakashipu. Yeah. For that you want to, for that also you want to show devotee then. To set some bad example, so to give some bad example, for that also you'll take devotees means what? You cannot take na that.
Prabhuji, we exclude these three options, but we are claiming that Vishnu form is only remaining. But Hiranyakashipu did only these three things. We cannot think of any other things except this.
Already over.
Over.
Brahma Gnanam is, what is the possibilities? Brahma Gnanam, Nireshwara and Anyakara and Vishnu. Only 4 things are possible. 4 in out of that 4, 3 choices are removed.
Many consider himself as a god and worship
Vishnu
himself.
Other than Vishnu. Okay. Total forms, how many possible? Vishnu's form, other than whoever is there, Vishnu. So take all those. So as one set. And Brahman you take. And Ishvara without any form you take. That is also 2 extreme conditions. So now you remove these 3.
And
then what is there? Vishnu is remaining. Elimination process.
And one, what I'm thinking, Prabhuji, many, even in Kali Yuga, consider himself as a god. Then this case is not coming. No?
That is Anyakara over, na?
Anyakara means except.
Other than Vishnu. I say not except than you.
Me and Vishnu.
नहीं me and Vishnu है क्या पागल है क्या तो कैसे बोल रहे he is clearly saying Vishnu and other than Vishnu. Why you are adding me? Other than includes all you also. You come under that other than Vishnu. Sri Vishnu Devata Samanya Drishtyehe Ninditecha Saidi. And you see, on the top of another place, clearly you are seeing, other than Vishnu. So if you worship, that is condemned. And considering Vishnu as normal, as a demigod, it is also condemned. Sri Vishnu Devata Samanya Drishtyehe Ninditecha Saidi. Tatha Anyatra Ahangrahopasanacha Nyakru. I coming. There is one more thing. So, considering himself as Vishnu, he is worshipping Vishnu, but considering himself as Vishnu. No, you didn't ask that actually. Cheating. Upper lips. So if anyone considers himself as Vishnu and worships in that way, Vishnu, that is also condemned. Pondrak is coming actually, yes, Prabhu. So tatha anyatra ahangraho cha nyakpruta Poundraka Vasudevado Yaduburiva Suddha Bhaktaihi Upahasyatvat. All Yadus who are pure devotees, they were joking towards Poundrak Vasudev. Poundrak, he decorates himself with artificially Shankha Chakra Gada. He keeps everything and says, I am Vasudeva, I am real Vasudeva, he is duplicate. Really, it's comedy he makes actually there. And our Yadus, they teach us him. So if some other friends are teaching, then no problem. Okay, he is not, you should not take their words seriously. But Yadus who are pure devotees, they are teaching. That means they are not accepting him as Vasudeva. Means, so that's Ahangrahopasana. Considering himself artificially as Vishnu and worshipping himself is also rejected. So that's why now that means the Savishesha, that means worshipping the form. So what is that form? All cases are removed. Brahman removed, Nirvishesha form is rejected, and Anyakara Ishvara in another forms is rejected, and considering himself as Vishnu, that is also rejected. Everything, anything, any option is pending now. Tell me. Huh? Mike.
Is it fifth option, or it includes in some of these three options?
No. It's fifth option.
Fifth option. Okay.
Brahmagnano, Nirakareshwara, Anyakareshwara. Fourth one is, so considering self, he is accepting Vishnu, but considering self as Vishnu. This is Pondrak.
In 9.15 in the Gita, Gyan Yaggeshu Chapanne Yajanto Mam Upasate Ekatvena Pratatvena Bahuda Vishwatomukam. So at one extreme, the Mayavadis are spoken in 9.11. The other extreme are the pure devotees, which are spoken in 9.13 and 14. But in between, Krishna speaks in 9.15 three categories: Ekatvena, Pratatvena, and Bahuda Vishwatomukam. So there Prabhupada, the Ekatvena takes that worship of the spirit, that, because the spirit is also part and parcel of God, but considering oneself as God, Angrupasana, he speaks. That is also a kind of worship of the Lord.
Yeah. So, but it is not devotion actually. So worship, it is also worship, Ahangrahopasana, considering himself as Vishnu, and so worshipping himself is also considered as is upasana, but that is not bhakti. Ahangrahopasana is not bhakti, because there is no service actually. Worshipping himself will not, as Vishnu is not considered as, so seva, bhaj sevayam dhatu. शुद्ध भक्त उपहास्यत्वात्. नेक्स्ट सालोक्य सारिष्टि सारूप्य इत्यादिषु तत्फलस्य हेयतया निर्देशात्. So by doing ahangraha upasana, one may get the salokya mukti, sarishti mukti, samupya mukti. By doing ahangraha upasana, considering himself as Vishnu, and what is the result of that? Salokya, sarupya, samupya. Tatfalasya heyataya nidhi.
I cannot understand how possible.
Mike.
No, for example, I consider myself to be Vishnu and start to worship myself,
Yes.
but I am not Vishnu. And how by
you will get
this
the form of yam yam bhavam smaranti, yam yam bhavi smaran bhavam tyajityante kalevaro. So whatever bhava, I am Vishnu, I am Vishnu, I am Vishnu, you are so considering this and you are practicing this, you will be getting the form of Vishnu. That is the sarupyam.
Yes. Abbas self.
Give mic to Prabhuji.
Because in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Gopya Kamad, that verse, it is established that the same Vasudev example is taken, Paundruk.
Yeah.
He attained also liberation because he considered himself as Vishnu, but that is, he was merged in the Brahman, but
Yeah.
there was Abhas, just Abhas. He did not attain the service of the Lord. So he was merged in the impersonal Brahman. That was the conclusion of Rupa Goswami.
Yeah. So, but in the Sarupya Mukti, it's not necessary that service should be there. So, no service. But he will be as like in the having the form, like Vishnu. Salokya Samipya Sarishti. So, getting the same form and also having the service. This is also possible. So, by the Karma Mishra Bhakti, if you do Karma Mishra Bhakti with their Bhakti is having the Samdasya Bhava, then you will be getting the Sarupya Mukti with service. There are so many varieties are there in this also. Sarupya Mukti also. Spiritual world is very big. So such a Sarupya Mukti is rejected by the Shastra. So that's why Ahangraha Upasana is also rejected. So we are eliminating all possible, that means conditions, and finally we are coming to the Ananya Vishnu with Ananya Bhakti. That where we have to come. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So, Prabhuji, in this example of Pandraka, like he was posing himself. He was basically like showing to the world that he's Vasudev. So that is an offense, like, because you're trying to take the like position of Vishnu, like, and try to pose yourself. So what I heard is like because he got the mukti because Lord personally killed him. Otherwise, if somebody won't get killed by the Lord and they pose themselves as a Vishnu, then they are the offenders and they will go to hell rather than getting mukti, right?
But when that intensity is very heavy, that means some out of the anger or out of the lust or out of the kama dvesha, so those things. So anything out of anything intensely if you do, so that is also going to give the liberation. Liberation can be the salukya, samipya, sarishti, saijya, anything that is going to give the liberation. So that's why if out of the intense, so this kind of meditation, I am Vishnu, I am Vishnu, I am Vishnu, just for time being, for the material reasons he is having the for, then that intensity is not there, then he will be not getting the salvation actually, because of that intense dvesha absorption. So the Lord sanctions actually. So by the Lord sanctions to destroy their enmity with him, and he sanctions some this kind of since they didn't develop any seva bhav, so then he will give the that kind of position, salokya, samipya, such a things. It's merciful, na? He's.
That's why that bhakti is so glorious. That's why tasmat kenapi mana Krishna niveshe. That's why he concludes like that, no?
Yeah. Bhakti is so powerful. That's the first 7th canto, first chapter is completely discussed with it. It's not bhakti, but still, if the it is, that means still means here there's a anukulya and Krishna anusilanam is there, then only it is bhakti, of course. But this is also, that means remembering Krishna or and having enmity with Krishna is also so powerful. He is showing that. Then what to speak of something you do favorably? That is ultimately that case is taken to establish the favorable bhakti can be how much glorious. That is it. If you have such absorption with enmity, then you will get. थोड़ा समय के लिए ऐसे ही कुछ. No, then they will go like Vena, so he will go to the hell. Yeah, only for being time being. He is. Tivrena. If Tivrata is not there, we will not. Even Anukulya, Tivrata is not there, we will not go. Anukulya also will not work. It needs the Tivra. 24 hours. Intense. Huh? After the 2 to 3 times punishment, you will get Tivrata automatically. In 2-3 lifetimes, then सबक सीखेंगे तो अपने आप तीव्र हो जाएगा. Yes or no?
So Hare Krishna, Guru.
Yeah.
So Guru, like my understanding was that the liberation or the destination is based on what a person is remembering at the time of leaving the body.
Yes.
So if we see example in the war of Mahabharata, they were like we see from Bhagavatam that they all got liberated, even though they were not absorbed, but at the time because Krishna was present there. So is it that the absorption is more important, or at the time of leaving the body that Krishna that actually decides where that person will go and what kind of liberation he will get?
They got some fortune so that they got that opportunity of seeing Krishna at the time of death. That itself already conditions are fulfilled. It's not that everyone is getting opportunity to be killed in front of the Lord. That means that opportunity they are getting means they had something. So that is a feature actually. So next, Taduktam Sri Hanumata. So Lord devotee, the great devotee Hanuman is saying, Taduktam Hanumata Komodo Dasatam Prapya Prabhavam Padam Ichchati. Who is that foolish fellow? So leaving the servitorship to the Lord and so desiring this kind of mercy, that is this kind of position, that means Salokya, Samipya, Sarishti. Who will desire other than foolish? Who is saying like this? Hanuman. Tadetat sarvam abhipretya nishkinchananam bhaktim eva tadrusha bhakti prashamsha dvarena sarvordhvam upadishati. So ultimately what? So this Savishesha is having the two parts actually. One is yogis, they worship the Vishnu and Bhagavan. The devotees, they worship Bhagavan. So yogis, they worship Vishnu, that means remembering and so on, so they do. But they don't have any love. And they will be getting the Salokya, Samipya, Sarishti and Sahaja and so on, so muktis. All are condemned. That means the process, the worshipping process, what is taken up by the yogis, that is known as special devotion. So that is also condemned by the seeing the condemning the result of that. Yes or no? So in the bhakti process, two types I said, na. So one is a special Ananya Bhakti and another is Vishesha Bhakti. Yes. Vishesha Bhakti towards also Vishnu they are doing, and Ananya Bhakti they are doing the towards the Lord. So now this is condemned. So yogis, whatever they are doing Vishesha Bhakti towards the Lord, that is condemned because their result is condemned. Their result is condemned or not? Salokya, Samipya, Sarishti and Sahaja, all are condemned or not? So that means this worship is also inferior, condemned. That logic you should apply here. Elimination, we are doing the process of elimination. How we eliminated? So worshipping that means yogis worship.
True.
जो भी you said that without love they have, huh? So what kind of relation of the form, Shavishesh form they have?
They want just so liberation from this material world. So that's why Salokya, Samipya, Sarishti is also known as liberation. They don't want to be in this miserable material world, but they are also not having the love for the Krishna, and they want some object to meditate. So they have taken up so form of the Vishnu, which is easily available in the heart, and they started meditating, and they meditated. Even the love is started coming by keep on meditation, doing the meditation, but they suppressed that. We don't want.
So without relation, how one can help him? Those who are yogi. If I want to, I am fall down in the hole. So I
Fall down
in the big
Yeah.
beings. But I no, I not want to help anyone. So how one can help me? But
Because you are asking help.
ask
You
me-
don't have any relation to me,
Hmm.
and you fell down in a ditch, and you are asking me to lift me. I will lift or not? You lift or not? Someone is unknown to you. You are only giving answer. You are only giving answer actually. Your example is not counter example actually. He's favorable to me. He's favorable to me. You will help or not? Someone is in the misery. Like that. So next, key. Acha.
So, what differentiates among those people who get Salokya, Samipya, and Sarishti? So, how is that different?
So the association, when they enter into this process, if that yoga, along with that yoga, if they have some kind of dasya bhavam also, for example, it's not the yoga simply yoga. Yoga Mishra Bhakti is also possible.
But the Dasibhavam requires love, right?
That's why I'm saying, if they go, what differentiate you are saying? Na? What differentiate means Salok Samipya Sarishti you are saying? That is having the different other criterias. Maybe they are formed with this kind of desire. They might be having the opulence. They have desire for the opulence. So that is not specifically dealt in our scriptures, because sum total they are all rejected in every place of the Bhagavatam. In sum total they are rejected. Instead of doing the much research, so our acharyas, they didn't much explain also that.
My doubt is that if they don't have love, so how they can go above Sayujya?
So that doesn't, if they have love, then why will reject that result? You're understanding? So that is the kind of worship changes. If they want to, even they worship the Paramatma and they want to marry actually, that is also possible. They will go and merge into the body of the Lord. And someone is merged into the Brahman. Someone is just to get the form like Lord. So that you have to see in the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. So they have the desire of the opulence, like the Yoga Siddhis. They have some kind of the desire for those Siddhis, opulence. Then they'll get the Sarishti. So like that. These are all subsections of the yoga process. In that yoga process, what kind of method they accept. So based upon that, they will be getting these.
So, a pure devotee also can accept Salokya for the service of Lord.
But his desire is not dominated by the place actually.
Yeah.
And he is having the desire of service actually.
We discussed that this Savishesh where Paramatma worship is there from 8.4 of Bhagavad Gita,
Yeah.
8.9, 10.
9, 10, yes.
Yeah, 9,
8 and 9.
8 and 9.
Yes.
So there we connected that to the second canto where the yogi
Yes.
leaving this world as well.
2 to
Yeah,
something,
but
8.
in all the discussions in the second canto, it shows that this yogi attains liberation. That is the impersonal Brahman. And we discussed that it is either Ishwar Sayuj or Brahma Sayuj. So how is it that these yogis can attain, in Vaikunta, the different Salokya and all that?
So there also, Prabhu, if you see Yoga Mishra Bhakti, that's 8th chapter, if you see in the Bhagavad Gita. So there, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing clearly, Salokya Mukti. So the point here, Salokya Mukti is also possible. And like in the Bhagavatam, second canto, second chapter, whatever we are discussing. So that means second chapter, you'll be seeing the Krama Mukti and Sadhya Mukti both. There he is going to merging in the Karanano Sai Vishnu. After crossing the Brahmanda, he goes and he merges into Paramatma. So that's the different, that subtle differences will come, all these based upon the desire what he is having. So any examples means this area is not so much is a research and not interest of our acharyas. Like in the case of the Karma Mishra Bhakti, so how the purification happens, this area was not discussed in any book in a detailed way. Only we are seeing the Ananya Bhakti when one start doing, so how purification happens, that only is discussed. In the Karma Mishra Bhakti, how the purification happens, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas are not interested in that. So that's why they didn't write any books on that. If they write, then people will take this is the highest and they start, that means once again bending towards this.
And this verse,
and also this worshipping Brahman and becoming Jnanis, that process is also not so much elaborate, but time comes there, some hints are given. But the way the Ananya Bhakti, the stages of the Ananya Bhakti and the subtleties and the discussions are more, that means that is only interested our area.
This verse, Sarvabhuta Stitam Yomam Bhajate Ekatvam Asita Sarvata Vartamanopi Sa Yogi Mai Vartate. Bhajate Ekatvam means he does start serving the Paramatma, understanding that. So this is more like a little service attitude is there, no? Here in the
initially might be having service attitude, then if he withdraws, that we have to see the process. Yeah, so they will use bhakti just for the sake of as an anga of the yoga. That is also should see, but that is not their desire, final desire. Like karmi is also they chant the Vishnu's name, but they use the as the anga actually. Taduktam next. Nakinchit sadavo dhira bhakta hekantino mama vanchatyapi maya dattam kaivalyam apunarbhavam. Finally, that's why in that chapter 11th canto 20th chapter, that is a main discussion actually. We took the 11th canto 20th chapter 8 and 9 slokas. So Jata Shraddha Mat Katha, so Mat Kathado. So this is the sloka we have taken actually. If you see the 2-3 Anuchada before. So to establish Ananya Bhakti as the highest. So finally, Krishna himself is saying, he is rejecting all these. So Gnana Samukyam is rejected. And also Bhakti is having the 2 types of Samukyam, 3 actually. So Paramatma is also 2 types. So Veshti, Samishti, that is that means total 2, that is rejected. And Ananya Bhakti is finally established. So even Lord is also saying, Nakinchit sadavo dhiraha bhaktaha hi aikantino mama vanchanti maya dattam kaivalyam apunarbhavam. So what he is saying, my devotees who are Ananya Bhaktas to me, those people are not desiring any kaivalyam or apunarbhavam. That means liberation. They don't want anything. So that means it is understandable that so by worshipping so Paramatma and one is getting the kaivalyam or the liberation, so that is not accepted, that is not desired by the devotees, means devotees are getting something, Ananya Bhaktas are getting something higher, that is establishing that, so this process, this kind of worship is also rejectable. Understanding? Devotees, Ananya Bhaktas are rejecting, that means they are getting something higher, na? Then only they reject. That means Ananya Bhakti is top. Tekacha dhiraha dhimantaha yataha mama aikantinaha mayyeva priti yuktaha. This is just the slokas glossing it is given. Ataha maya dattam api na gruhnati kim punarvaktavyo na vanchanti. You see, even Lord, see, maya dattam api na vanchanti. Maya dattam api. So that means maya dattam vanchantyapi maya dattam. Even Lord is giving. So take. That means Kaivalya, that liberation on this, he is offering, take. But he is rejecting. And I am giving, but still they are rejecting. You see, that means how they are. If we get little thing, if you offer, if Lord offers to us to get the position of Prime Minister, to become IAS officer without writing exam. No, you will not take. You will not take. Should take, yaar. You should take and serve. Sorrow, you will take or not?
At Prozi, because that
Kaivalya is not possible. There you cannot do any service. But this is good actually. You take and do service. Yukta Vairagya.
I will be Yukta only. So since only because they are rejecting, we can say that that is the highest.
Because not possibility of the service there. That's the thing.
Suppose any monkey is there and he likes banana, but we offer something higher than banana, but he don't like. Suppose any eatables only, so nutritious also. But we'll give to monkey, but he will reject. Oh, I want banana. So that does mean that banana is the highest.
Acha, you are seeing like that. So it is not that they are rejecting something which is different class. If you say it is a different class, then that is working. But that is also pleasure. This is also pleasure. You have to see so both are sajatiya. That means both are common. That what is that? Bliss. Bliss is the common actually. So they don't have any conditioning. Na? Both are unconditional fellows. Both sadhakas. Yogis also, they are completely out from the modes. And they are also completely out from the modes. Devotees, Ananya Bhaktas. But so that means you cannot see any conditions there. Because why monkey is not accepting something valuable than the banana? Because it is conditioned. That is true in the case of conditioning stage. But they are not conditioned here. You're understanding? Next, apunar bhavam आत्यंतिकम अपि कैवल्यम इत्येष ईदृशानाम एकांतिनामेव परम महिमा garude. So that means finally in the Garuda Purana also Ananya Bhaktas are glorified like this. Brahmananam sahasrebhyah satrayaji vishishyate satrayaji sahasrebhyah sarva vedanta paragah sarva vedanta vitkotya Vishnu bhakto vishishyate Vaishnavanam sahasrebhyo ekantyeko vishishyate. What he is saying? What is said in this Garuda Purana? Brahmananam sahasrebhyah. So satrayaji vishishyate. So there are thousands of the Brahmanas. Among that, who is special? Who is vishishyate? That means who is special? That is satrayaji. So that is the one who performs the satrayaga. It's a yajna. So who are performing that? That Brahmana is superior to these thousands of the Brahmanas. Next, Satrayaji Sahasrebhyah. So, like that, Satrayajis, thousands are there. Among them, who is best? Sarva Vedanta Paragaha, who read already all the Vedanta. Vedanta means Sarva Vedanta Paragaha means all the Upanishads. Who read all the Upanishads. So he is, that means Satrayaji means he is doing the karma. Compared to that, among those kind of people, thousands of people, who is best? Who knows the Vedanta? Who studied Vedanta? Sarva Vedanta Vitkotya. So Vishnu Bhakto Vishishyate. Compared to that kind of thousands of or millions of the Vedantists, so who is best? Vishnu Bhakta is best than those. Vishnu Bhakto Vishishyate. Vaishnavanam Sahasrebhyah. There are the thousands of the Vaishnavas, Vishnu Bhaktas. Among those, who is the best one? Aikantyeko Vishishyate. That means who is Aikantika Bhakta, pure devotee, who is doing the Ananya Bhakti. So Vaishnavas, that means even Sri Vaishnavas, they do the Karma Mishra Bhakti and they accept Karma Mishra. Karma Arpanam is also as the part of the Bhakti. So that's why they, according to their definitions, Karma Mishra Bhakta is also Vishnu Bhakta. Is also Vishnu Bhakta. So that's compared to them, who is best? Ananya Bhakta, who is doing the 24 hours Sakshat Bhakti. Yes. Okay, clear? So Ananya Bhakti like this is established. Now we are going to discuss one more important aspect of the devotion. It's really very important and wonderful. Okay, Ananya Bhakti is established. Finally, how it is. Now we'll go into the 177 Anacheda. Yasmadevam sarva आनंदातिक्रमलिंगेन परमानंद रूपा असौ भक्ति तस्मा तत्र स्वभावतः एव प्रवृत्ति गुणः तथा भूतामपि तन्माधुरीं स्वदोषेण अनुभवितुम् असमर्थानां तु केवल विधि निषेध स्वभाव गुण दोष दृष्ट्यैव प्रवृत्तिरपि पूर्वापेक्षया दोष एव. So what? Devotees are randomly absent without informing. It's very bad habit actually. Whoever is not getting the 75%, they will not be given any certificate. And also, yes, this already we mentioned when you joined. Even if you passed all the exams, you will not get anything. Even Bhakti Vaibhav also, they don't get any certificate. Without just it's whimsically they are doing. It's like a tourist place. Sometimes I'm feeling boring and let's go and sit in the class sometime and without any proper discipline actually. It's very bad. Yeah, Gopi Janallu.
Prabhuji, then in that case, shall we be given a second chance to hear again?
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh, thank you. That's enough.
Provided if classes are conducted.
Haribol.
Second chance. Yes, second chance is always there. Since bhakti, bhakti means what? Here you should take ananya bhakti. Bhakti means in our terms ananya bhakti only, not the aropa siddha bhakti or the karma mishra bhakti. In any time in our Gaudiya Vaishnava literature, if they mention bhakti means ananya bhakti. Our acharyas are so refined thing they want. They always pure. So this ananya bhakti is what? That means ananya bhakta is rejecting salokya, samipya, sarishti, saijya and all the material pleasures, everything. That means why he is rejecting? Because it is the highest bliss. It is the state of highest bliss. So, okay. So Parama Ananda Swarupa. That means its form is full of bliss. It is. Ananya Bhakti is full of bliss. How can you say it is full of bliss? Because the devotees who are doing Ananya Bhakti, they are rejecting everything. All the pleasures. तस्मात् तत्र स्वभावतः एव प्रवृत्तिः गुणः तथा भूतामपि तन्माधुरीं स्वदेशेन अनुभवितुम् असमर्थानाम्. So that means it is so pure, it is full of bliss. That means every jiva should get natural attraction towards that. Every jiva should get natural attraction towards, because that is the topmost bliss. It's a very sweet. Process, object, both are same. Bhakti is the destination, bhakti is the path. So they should get natural attraction for this Ananya Bhakti. But so they should get natural, it's a very blissful. But someone is doing this Ananya Bhakti because of Shastric injunctions. Shastra is saying that's why I am doing Ananya Bhakti. Means it is demerit compared to the person who is getting the natural attraction to this undoing. Yes. Because the object is so blissful, but still you are not getting natural attraction for that, and you are impelled, you are motivated, or you are forced, or you are motivated by the Shastric injunctions. That means Shraddha. Then that is lower. This devotee is lower than this devotee. So that's why Ruchi Pradhana Bhakta is the topmost than the Vichara Pradhana. So miserable condition. You have to convinced by that much discussion of the Shastras, and then you are finally getting the belief on that. And with the injunctions of the Shastra you are doing. Oh, morning I should get up, then I should do this, then I should do this, then I should do this, then I should do this. Like this 24 hours is guided for you. Since it should be done, if I don't do, then it is wrong because Shastra is condemning. But you are not having natural attraction, means it is very pity condition, which we are all having. Yes. Yes or no? Actually, we are not Ananya Bhaktas also. To be frank, we are not Ananya Bhaktas, at least myself. We don't have that much Shraddha also actually. Huh?
What is stopping Prabhuji?
Stopping.
What is stopping in becoming Ananya Bhakta?
Offenses?
Just offenses.
There's a stopper, is only one. Stopper. Natural attraction is stopped. In the Ruchi Pradhana Bhaktas, how the stages are evolving, that is not explained in the Madhuri Kadam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. And the
Huh.
one life,
Huh.
this life, anyone want to the Ananya Bhakta, it is possible?
Yeah. Everyone, you can also do, no? What?
How it is possible? If I am, I want to Ananya Bhakta, that means I need to any kind of supporting, na? Shastra or helping of the anybody. So I known about the goal, then I set up my mind, then I doing performing my Ananya Bhakti.
Yeah.
So that is the also one kind of helping of Shastric injunction. You said that
Shastric injunctions are helping to understand the glory of the bhakti, and so to convince you. So they are helping to get this some kind of commitment towards Ananya Bhakti, full commitment towards Ananya Bhakti. So Shastric injunctions are helping. No problem. And we are not saying that is wrong. We are saying that that is lower than the, if someone without help of all these, if you are naturally get attracted towards the Ananya Bhakti because it's really blissful, then manna padega bhai. That means then you have to accept him.
In one Rath Yatra, after the Rath Yatra was over, Prabhupada gave a lecture and he said why so many people are following the Rath, because there is a natural attraction. But if you're not such naturally attracted, then we have the books, philosophy. So that's exactly what you're trying to say?
Yeah. Yes. So natural attraction means not just abhasa, only for half an hour to 20 minutes. Here, Ruchi Pradhana means 24 hours, all the time, uninterrupted. We have attraction for many things actually. Like that, one of among that is, this is also, sometimes I'm going to Sunday temple, I have so much attraction, you know. That can be having many reasons also behind that. Attraction.
Prabhuji, one more question. It is mentioned that it is the state of highest bliss. Suppose bliss is, if we just for sake of example, we consider bliss as some quantity. And that quantity is also put by Lord himself in Ananya Bhakti.
That bliss is unlimited. And that is a condensed form of his bliss. Okay. That means not doing Ananya Bhakti is dosha, doing Ananya Bhakti is guna, that means merit. Doing Ananya Bhakti is guna, and not doing Ananya Bhakti is a demerit. So like this Shastra is explained, and that's why you are believing in the words of the Shastra, and then you are finally so following that Ananya Bhakti. So by seeing the guna dosha, that means in following the Ananya Bhakti is guna, and not following the Ananya Bhakti is dosha. So this kind of injunctions you are seeing, and by that you are motivated and you are doing Ananya Bhakti. That kind of, whatever approach is a lesser than the Ruchi Pradhana. That means natural attraction towards that. Yathoktame tat purvadhyaye. It is also said in the previous chapter, means in the 19th chapter of the Uddhav Gita. We are discussing the 20th chapter of the Uddhav Gita. Most of the slokas we are in this Ananya Bhakti case. That's why this 20th chapter of the 11th canto is very important. Very important. So whole philosophy is revealed there actually. So what is said there? Shamomannishtita nishtata buddhehe ityado sakshat bhaktehe api vidina vidhana yoga vidhana yohu gunadoshatam kim varnitena bahuna ityantena grandena pratipadya gunadosha drushi दोषोर गुणस्तुभय वर्जितः इति लब्ध तन्माधुर्यानुभावानां तद विधि निषेध कृत गुणदोषौ नस्तः एव इत्याह. So what is said in 11-19-45? Let me open now. First 36. I should see also. Krishna. Acha. Bopre. It's a big translation. Many slokas are there. Shamo mannishtita buddhehe dama indriya shamaha titiksha dukkha sammarsho. थोड़ा सा ये चार्जिंग लगाइए. कामत्याग तपस्मृतम स्वभाव. Anyway, we'll read the translation. Absorbing the intelligence in me constitute mental equilibrium, and complete display of the senses is self-control. Tolerance means patiently enduring unhappiness. Anyway, all these are all explained. The true desirable wealth for human beings is religiousness, and I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, am sacrifice. So, religious remuneration is devotion to the Acharya with the purpose of acquiring spiritual instruction. And the greatest strength is the pranayama system of breathing control. Okay, anyway, what is said here, that what we should grasp, that I will say. Kim varnitena bahuna ityantena grandhena pratipadya gunadosha. In that discussion, actually, from the 11th canto, 19th chapter, 36 to 39, and also after the 45, finally. So finally in the 45, that is Kim varnitena bahuna. What is the sloka number, that is? 3? $329 45 कहाँ है actually? नहीं है ना? Where it is that? Kim varnit? Huh? 11-19-45 sloka is not there. Huh? Is there? Yeah, Kim varnitena bahuna lakshanam gunadoshayoho gunadosha drishir dosha gunastya tu ubhayah varjitah. what is said from 11:19:36 to 11:19:45. So merits and demerits are discussed. Merits and demerits. What should be done and what should not be done. So good and bad are discussed. Good and bad are discussed. But guna doshayor drushi, guna dosha drushir dosho gunastu ubhayah varjitah. And seeing good, seeing bad, both are seeing good or seeing bad, both are bad. Seeing good is also bad, seeing bad is also bad. Yes? Why? Why this is Prabhu? If you don't see good and bad, then how you will be following the good? But how you will make decisions, how your life will be conducted? But that is a fact. Seeing good is also bad, seeing bad is also bad. That means seeing what is favorable to the devotion is also bad. Seeing what is not favorable to the devotion is also bad. That is also bad. What is right? Getting natural attraction towards the Ananya Bhakti without seeing any good and bad is the highest. Because that is the supreme bliss. And you should get, being a Jivatma, you should get that without any conditions. That is the good. So you understood now why seeing good and bad is also both bad. Even why, so seeing the favorable and unfavorable to the devotion is also bad. Shastri.
It's like what Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Yahi balo, yahi mand, yahi sab manor dharma.
What is the meaning?
This is good, this is bad.
Yeah.
This is all on the same concept is being explained.
Yes, same concept.
And even in one verse of Uddhava Gita, to glorify or criticize, both are bad, is mentioned.
Yeah, you say that is Mayyekanta Bhaktanam Gunadoshodbhava Gunaha. So Mayyekanta Bhaktanam Gunadoshodbhava Gunaha na. 11:20:39. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranams. So this is the another sort of like definition for the Ananya Bhakti, Prabhuji.
No, Mataji. Ananya Bhakti's position is highest and expected everyone should get the natural attraction for that.
Yeah, but what is then, why then that in the definition Anukulyena, Anushilanam, means you follow this. So how do we get that, Prabhuji, then? If we don't know.
That is for us.
From progressive, Vaidhi Bhakti to Ananya Bhakti, that progress you are saying, Prabhuji.
No. So, see, Anukulyani Krishna Anushilana is a definition. That is not a problem, actually. That is a definition. Means everyone should get natural attraction for the favorable devotion only, favorable service. So that is a definition. But here you should ask that what is the difference between that category of people and this category of people? That means who are getting the natural attraction to the Ananya Bhakti. They are best.
Okay.
That much capacity is there in the Ananya Bhakti and they are being attracted by that. That means without any vidhi nisheda, they are getting without any thinking of good and bad. And that means they are naturally getting the attraction.
Yes, Prabhuji. Like Brajavasis.
Yeah. But if someone is impelled by seeing what is prescribed by the Shastras and what is not prescribed, then what is this is second category, lower category of the devotion. So that's why what he said, na mayyekanta bhaktanam gunadoshodbhava gunaha. That means after doing the deliberation on what is right and wrong, that means what is needed for my life, what is the highest thing established and what is not highest. So by this kind of deliberation, they are getting the finally, so Shraddha towards Ananya Bhakti. Then there is a second category, second quality of the devotion compared to the. One second, I will be just reading the translation of this. 11, 20, 39. 36. Material piety and sin, which arise from the good and evil of this world, cannot exist within my unalloyed devotees, who, being free from material hankering, maintains steady spiritual consciousness in all circumstances. Here, material piety and material bad, it is given. Even not only material piety. If you see, Shastra is prescribing bhakti, so that's why I should do bhakti. That also you can take here. This might be based upon Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, I think. We should see the commentary, then we'll understand. This translation is written based upon which Acharya.
This is something like Raganuga Sadhaka is attracted by lobe and is practicing bhakti.
Yeah.
Whereas Vaidhi is, still impelled by the rules and regulations.
Yes.
Something like that.
So that's why Vaidhi Sadhaka is lower than the Raganuga Sadhaka. Yes, Gopi Jana Vallabh Prabhu. Krishna Prabhu. Gopi Jana Krishna.
Ramabhadra Prabhu asked the same question. This is indicating something like the Vraja Gopis. They don't see whether going in the night is good or not, whether it is gives a fame or not, defame or not. They just do it for the pleasure of Krishna. So
I don't refer in the book. Today, actually, I should do worship of Krishna with this procedure. And so Guru Maharaj said this service to do this time, so I should go and do this.
Okay.
This will not be there.
So they are just for the pleasure of the Lord.
Yes. Just they have natural attraction. The important word is natural attraction.
Okay. Okay.
That is the word you should remember.
Thank you.
Bro, so good, seeing good and bad is lower actually, not bad.
Not bad.
It is lower.
But here it is said dosha. Compared to that, it is dosha only.
It is low.
Dosha, that's obvious.
So, and one more doubt is that so Ananya Bhaktas, they don't require scriptural injunctions to practice.
Not Ruchi Pradhana Ananya Bhaktas.
Ruchi Pradhana.
Not Ananya Bhaktas.
Ruchi Pradhana Ananya Bhaktas. So whatever can I conclude this, that whatever their actions they are doing for Krishna, so
they will be following. They will be following means they will be doing like Vrajavasis.
Yeah.
Because we have the example for them. For that, who are those Vrajavasis? That's why Raganuga Bhakti means so following the Ragatmika Bhaktas.
See, if one is getting naturally attracted towards Ananya Bhakti or Krishna, then what my mind is saying that their place is not material world. And here we can't find people like that. Only
Virala, that is very rare. Rupa Goswami himself says it's very rare to find such a jivas.
And that rare person also probably sent by Krishna to.
That you will give commentary. You can give commentary. We will hear. We want to see the commentary on Ravitri Samar from. Okay. Okay, no problem. Joking. This time, 1 second. Tadevam sakama कर्मोक्त गुणदोषैः यथा निष्काम कर्म न लिप्यते तत्र. So he gives different kind of explanation anyway here. So anyway, no problem. So टीका च गुणदोषैः विहिता प्रतिषिद्धैः उद्भावो येषां ते गुणाः. गुणदोषैः विहित प्रतिषेधैः उद्भावः उद्भवः येषां ते गुणाः. That means someone is getting the qualities because of what? Because of the seeing the good and bad, guna dosha. That means merit and demerits. By seeing the merits and demerits, and merit, whatever things are having the merits, so those should be done, and whatever things are not having the merits, those should be rejected. So because of that accepting and rejection, because of these two, one is getting the quality of what? Doing the ananya bhakti. So then that is also dosha compared to natural attraction. That's the point. You all understood, I think. So okay, thank you very much. Any questions or anything? If not, okay, we'll meet tomorrow. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki